What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here in this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, jumping into your comments here. I know I'm way behind on this, but I do promise to get to each and every comment, at least acknowledge it, and try to give some thoughtful responses. I have tried to start doing more written responses as well, so if I do that, don't expect me to, to do a video response too, but sometimes there's just time-sensitive things that I think could be done there. So if you see that, that's just me trying to get ahead of things. So yes, appreciate all of you guys for leaving questions. Like I said, I will be back and hopefully on more of a normal schedule from my trip by the end of this week. And so hopefully by next week things will be all caught up. But still trying to keep the content coming to you while I am on the road. All right, let's start with Ghostly BG. This is on the card values are meant to go down over time video that I had, which was maybe a little controversial. I don't know. I think it's accurate, and I wasn't trying to say anything controversial, but I understand it could be taken that way. So Ghostly says, I bought over 1,700 Rebellion packs from the shop, and we got about 1K worth of Rebellion cards to go to have a set maxed. Then I'll go back to buying whatever I'm missing from Rift Watchers, unless they've announced when the next set is coming out before that. I don't look at my card values at all. I view the cards as tools to have fun in tourneys, brawls, even ranked. If they go up in value, great. If they don't, that's fine. They will still have residual value at the end of the day, and I will still own them no matter what their current value is. You know, as crazy as it sounds, I think that is a solid way to go. I am in a very similar mindset to you. I don't check my card values very often, if at all. And I mean, it's tough, right? Because like many folks in the 2021 wave, I came in with a very different mindset to what I have now when it comes to viewing like my own personal collection, but then also the investment side, right? I really try to separate them out, which is tough. I know it's impossible, but you know, I do to the best of my ability. All right, so Casey Chillin says, when will the bull run come? I have no idea. My guess is that we are in one now. At least we are in a Bitcoin bull run. What that means for alts over the next 18 months is, you know, anybody's guess. But I'm a big believer in the idea that history doesn't repeat, but it often does rhyme. So hopefully SPS will be a part of that in some way, shape, or form. All right, so Parham says, crypto is just like Gold Quest. Splinterlands just made all 2021 assets to no value in 2024. I'm not sure I understood the Gold Quest, but you're not wrong about the second half of that. So Dark Raw says, Splinterlands is an unregistered scam, and they put that comment on 2 different videos, the same exact comment. But, you know, Dark Raw, look, to many people, anything aside from Bitcoin is an unregistered security. I wouldn't call it scam, but it's the SEC would probably deem it that way. All right, so Avox says cards technically pay out over time, so people who have had them don't need as much for them to break even. If someone is at a loss versus a profit, the price they're willing to sell changes usually. However, imagining people profiting from the packs or cards in mass is not realistic, so the next question becomes, how long are people willing to let money sit? With every day the money sits in Splinterlands, it's another missed opportunity elsewhere. Given 2021, I'm sure a lot of people have house money from Splinterlands. If you're playing with house money, willing to take greater risk or just use it for fun, that price, that's the same price as someone. Yeah, you know, so going back to Ghostly BG's comment, like, and I don't want to take credit for this because I'm not the first person to say it, nor the smartest person to say it, but it's like, this is not sustainable if everybody looks at it as a profit loss mechanism, right? Which is... I mean, I'm to blame, right? I'll take some responsibility for that because that's kind of the lens that I view the game with. Although I've really tried to shift more towards, am I having fun with this? You know, is the community cool? Do I believe in what the team is trying to build long term? I think what's taken the biggest hit for me is the fact that I wouldn't mind buying into an ecosystem and not worrying about whether my asset prices go up or down if that ecosystem was like sprawling and ginormous. And what I mean by that is like I was initially sold on the vision of, you know, Splinterlands being a platform of games, right? So not just tower defense, but like every other type of game coming into the Splinterlands ecosystem, all using the same tokens, SPS, DEC vouchers. Obviously, we've scaled tremendously from that, and I don't even know if that's the vision of the current team and leadership. It certainly seemed like it was with Aggie, and now Aggie's off doing his own thing with different platforms. But that's the toughest part for where me, right, for where I'm at personally right now is obviously, like I said earlier, I don't check my card values or my collection value. I just play the game. I'm having fun with it. But it would be much easier to like approach it as a game if it's just like, oh man, I want to buy these assets and they're going to provide me value and entertainment, not just for this game, but maybe land in the future, Soul Keep, right, and other cool games that may pop up in the ecosystem if they do. And that if they do is so big and so clutch, and I think many other people would probably fall in the same boat as me. Maybe not exactly, but have the same kind of mindset towards that. All right, so my channel, not yours, says these cards should be free. All reward cards were before, so why are we suddenly being sold on paying to unlock our rewards? Yeah, not cool. They should be entirely free. People earn them. Yeah, look, I mean, I don't want to get into it because here's the thing. Just because, and Matt said this, and I tend to agree with him, just because something was done away before doesn't mean it was the right thing to do. In fact, we saw that many things that were done in the past ended up being exploited to hell, aka reward cards, by bot farms. So, yeah, I mean, it's not cool. Here's the thing. You're right. It's not cool, but it also wasn't right. Both of those things can be true, and it's just like, this is where we're going from here forward. If you want to be a part of that, awesome. If you don't, that's awesome too, right? Like, and I think this is a general attitude I'm trying to take, and hopefully many others take. It's just like, there's a lot of changes happening. There's a lot of changes happening within the Splinterlands game and ecosystem, and it's like, if people want to leave, like, let them go. Let them, leave with grace. And I don't think we should be like badgering folks and being like, have fun staying poor or whatever the case. Like, it is what it is. I think the game, the ideology, a lot of it has changed so fundamentally now that Matt is in control. And this is not a dig at Matt or anything. It's just different now. And you could either buy into the vision or you don't have to. And I think either of those should be okay, because at the end of the day, we're all coming here because we want to have fun playing games and hopefully earning some money doing that or buying assets. And, I've said this before, there's a lot of really interesting projects out there. And if the direction that Splinterlands is heading now is not to your liking versus where it was before, go explore other things. But I think what's exciting about that too is there are still people who believe in where this is going. And I think because you have people who believe in that vision, that gives me a lot of optimism for, all right, there's definitely other people who would buy into the vision. It's just a matter of reaching them. And hopefully when the team starts doing some hardcore marketing and heavy marketing, that's when we'll start to find them. All right, so Al Rashid says, I don't understand why there would be any bronze, silver, and gold players left after the 2000 DEC season fee. You'll be losing money. I don't know anyone that came to this game with the idea that if I just lose money constantly, this game is cool. I play in high diamond, low champion, and I don't make $2 a season, so therefore a losing proposition, and I own 20k SPS. Most players don't. I really don't understand personally. I started years ago thinking maybe the bull market could happen here again. I'm starting to be convinced that it won't happen. I'll still hold my stuff and watch, but I won't pay that fee unless it makes sense for me to do so financially. I quit putting money in a long time ago because value constantly went down and down and down on every aspect of the game. Rentals earn less, cars lost value, battles rewarded. All right, so I think the intention is likely to stop the majority of people from earning, so the people with money can take more of the share. This has been a common theme in SL updates over the year. I hope I'm wrong. I've had a lot of fun here, and it's brought me a lot of excitement, but for now it looks like it will come to an end for me. Well, definitely sad to hear that for you. Yeah, look, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm just going to sound like a broken record at this point. And I'm not trying to be an apologist and say, like, everything is great. I think there's a lot of experimentation that's going on here, and we don't really know if it's going to work or not. I think there's a lot of people that believe. There's probably a lot of people that believe blindly, right? Which is also just as equally as dangerous. But there's a lot of people that believe in where things are going and have seen a lot of the issues that have popped up, as well as the issues that have been somewhat resolved with the changes that have been made. Now, again, I come back to this where it's just like, all right, if you're going to look at it purely from an ROI perspective, which many of us do, including myself, right? If you're going to look at it from a purely ROI perspective, then I don't believe, and don't quote me on this, and I'm not speaking for the team, but that doesn't seem like the type of players that the team is shooting for in the long run, right? Matt said this several times where it's just like, if everybody's just coming in looking to extract more value than they put in, the game will never be sustainable, right? So the game needs to be fun enough that people will come in and play without thinking about, hey, am I in the red or am I in the green, right? And so with that being said, it's a difficult balance right now. And so I'm just, I'm just in a position where I'm playing the game. I'm obviously in. I have enough SPS that, my vouchers are covering everything that I need. But at the end of the day, I'm just trying to figure out. I'm just trying to ride this to the bull run because I'm hoping that irrational SPS will, or irrational things will make SPS go to the moon. All right, let's see what else we got. We got International Travel Channel. Thank you so much. Let's see what else we got. How much time we're at? Oh, we're only at 10 minutes so far. International Travel Channel, thank you again. Papa Rule says, guess they are cheap for a reason. So Nicola says, majority of players that are here competitive. The thing is that they are not stupid. They have crossed over continuously for 3 years. At least with a set of quality choice was easy. Owning cards holds no benefits. To make decisions easier, max set is a requirement for Glint rewards. I'm shocked that even 850k was bought. This is the Rebellion sales halfway through. Well, a lot of that was front loaded. There has not been many sales over the past couple of months. So I don't know how this plays out towards the end. I do think that there's going to be a lot of people that speculate, because there's just a lot of people in this game economy that do. But, you're not wrong. All right, so Christopher Charles says, the intention of the team is to create assets that continuously rise in value over time, and that's not impossible to do. However, they've made the wrong moves over and over again, so we're seeing the results of the game they actually made, which is one that just keeps going down. You can't infinitely print everything and get rid of nothing and expect anything other than crashing prices. Everything in this game needs to become deflationary for the next year or two. That means cards, DEC, SPS, and even licenses and land. It all needs to be taken down until we can find an equilibrium. Well, it's funny you mentioned that, because this actually gets me a little concerned for the upcoming reward cards. Depending on how powerful those are, that is something that is going to, once again, upset the balance of power, upset the meta, and I mean, in a good, fun way, right, for the game. But when we talk about the game assets, here's the thing. If those Rebellion reward cards are fantastic, then someone like me might just put off buying Rebellion cards even longer, right? And maybe just focus on getting the summoners whenever I need them. So, I don't know what they look like. I don't know what it's going to be. They've said it's going to be very similar to what the Chaos Legion Soulbound reward cards look like. So, that's good. But without the summoners, I mean, those Chaos Legion reward cards, I use them all the time, right? I'm just talking about the Soulbound ones. There's so many quality ones in there. And if we have the same kind of, if we have the same kind of caliber of cards, I think it's going to be really, really difficult. And it could pose a risk, Christopher. So I'm with you on that. All right, so Chaos Rebel says, Aftersound, I hate to say this, but I doubt there will be an influx of players even with NPE. Just my opinion, but the competition is not pausing for SPL to recover. In terms of entertainment, paywall, rewards, even politics, you name it, SPL is way, way down unless something really, really good happens within the game or Hive. I still hold some SPS land assets just because I missed a chance to sell it off earlier. Now I just decided to ride it till whatever happens. Since the losses are already here, why not just let it roll? On the side note, I still enjoy watching your vids and actually just watching it for any other updates rather than Discord, so thank you. Oh, well, I appreciate that, Chaos Rebel. Glad that the videos could at least be entertaining for you. I think you're not alone in the idea that many people are either down or even or just they're along for the ride. I mean, to a certain extent, that's me too. Obviously, there's a lot of like emotional attachment. It's like I got to be a part of the project, which was awesome. I got to meet a lot of really cool people. I want this thing to succeed more than you guys know. Like I want it to be successful because I think the people building it are awesome, and I think that their intentions are really great. But I get what you're saying in terms of, just riding this thing out. I've heard that sentiment from many other folks. And so, I don't disagree with you that NPE will not bring in players. I don't think that's going to be the case either. I think NPE is going to be something that just needs to be done so when new players come in, there's something that keeps them here. I think it's either going to be marketing, whether that's the team doing some kind of effective marketing, or it is the bull run kind of filtering down into Splinterlands. All right. I don't want this to be too long just because this, I guess we're only at 15 minutes. But let's go ahead and try to do a couple more here, and then I'll try to knock out some more of these videos over the next couple of days. All right, so Orsander says, change the word sale with burn, LOL. True. I mean, we've definitely burned like 4 times as many packs, maybe even 5 times as many packs as we have sold. All right, so Lane Edwards says, I bought some Rebellion, but now I'm just waiting. The conflict setup is great at the beginning of a set release, but I have a theory, and we'll have to see how it plays out. Then once the conflicts are over, we'll see the Rebellion set price drop dramatically. There will be no reason to hold the cards or packs anymore, and I think some people are just holding cards or packs for the conflicts. I mean, you're not alone in that. I've actually said that publicly and said that that's my plan in this video, that I'm not really buying into Rebellion until the conflicts are over or close to over. And the thing is, I know this comment was a couple of weeks ago, but you look at the Rebellion set value, and that thing is down less than $5,000 now. It used to be at $8,000. Now it's less than $5,000. And, I'm not saying it's going to fall further, but I do think that we're in a position where people don't want the cards, and people and the folks holding heavy bags might be just trying to offload. All right, so Oscar says, I think you have it completely wrong. There are probably less than 150 hardcore players who want to max Rebellion. I'd even say we are looking at 100 to 120 hardcore players. Like someone else said, I'm shocked that we sold 850k packs so far. Well, the 850k packs is not the best indicator, because keep in mind the incentives were still wrong. And I'm not going to get on, Matt's case here. Like he did a good job in terms of trying to reduce the incentives of buying more than you need. But the fact that you still have the top 6 players, however many, the top 6 players buy, they get to design a summoner. There's nobody that needs, tens of thousands of packs individually, right? And I know some of those might have been group buys and all that was fun, but I still think that actually, I don't even need to think this. The data is there. There are more packs in the ecosystem than people want. Otherwise, those would have been scooped up, and we would still see pack value and pack price be around that $4 range, or wherever DEC is. And obviously DEC's come down significantly, so that's definitely dragged asset values down across the board, including Rebellion cards. But the desire for Rebellion just isn't there. Now, that being said, as we shift and potentially start talking about the next set, which I don't think is coming until, probably Q2, Q3 of next year, that may change things a bit, because then all of a sudden you'll have people in Modern that want to stay in Modern that will look at, what's available, and if there's still packs available on the store or packs available for cheap, they'll be the ones grabbing them, right? And 1 million packs is not that many in terms of the amount of maxed collections that you can make. All right, so let's do... Oh, man, there's a ton here. Okay, so let's just do 1 or 2 more, and then we'll call it a day on this video. So Mondroid says, Chaos Legion, rotating our monitors is the single most impactful and positive thing that will happen to the game. If you don't have Rebellion, then you need to go and buy it or go for the 6th edition. Right now, people can just rely on Super Bloated CL set. It's actually the thing I'm most excited about, and I expect more Rebellion to sell towards the end. Well, so you echoed my sentiment exactly, or perfectly in this. I don't know if I feel the same way as you about like being excited for it. I think that there's many people that are bag holding Chaos right now, and with Chaos being taken out of Modern, it loses so much utility that can only be replaced by land. And the fact is, land is, in my opinion, still a couple years away, right? Now, maybe there'll be elements of land that get added in later this year or early next year, but from what Matt said on town halls, I mean, it just sounds like they need the bull run to come in sometime in 2025 to bring in capital for them to then hire developers at some point after the bull run to flesh out land. So that's why, like, I'm not trying to be bearish. I'm just like, okay, according to that timeline, Land, 2.0 and all the cool stuff with Land doesn't really get started on until 2026, like maybe late 2025, and we get some, features coming out in 2026. But that's like 2 years. That's like 18 months to 2 years from now. So again, going back to your point, I do agree that it will definitely be a new change. I just don't know what the appetite is. There's a lot of people who have left the game. There's a lot of people that don't care. And oddly enough, there's even a lot of people that are just super salty and want to see everything burned to the ground. So I think that we need to go through some kind of metamorphosis, some kind of situation over the next 18 months with the bull run to bring new blood in that doesn't have this kind of baggage, that's willing to buy either Rebellion or the new packs. That's remains to be seen. We just haven't seen that kind of appetite, that kind of interest come in. But, we'll just have to wait for the irrational exuberance of a bull run, if, not when, but if it ever does come. All right, guys, that is all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.